NATO, beginning to waver in his enthusiasm for Soviet policies, looked to the West for alternatives to Angola's total dependence on the East Bloc. But in 1979, before he was able to establish any economic ties with the West, he died.
Viva o camarada presidente José Eduardo dos Santos! Viva o camarada presidente José Eduardo dos Santos!
His replacement was Eduardo dos Santos, handpicked by Moscow and educated in the Soviet Union. Dos Santos moved Angola closer to a regime committed to Soviet-style socialism, further tightening Moscow's hold on the MPLA. But the economy never recovered. The decayed state of Angolan cities is not just the result of bombardment. The war zone is to the south and east and is mainly rural. The sudden withdrawal of the Portuguese, combined with bureaucratic mismanagement, the lack of investment and neglect, have created a system of economic ruins. Nothing is replaced, nothing is repaired. What money there is goes to arms and services the country cannot sustain. Tadeusz Kucharski was the Polish trade and commercial attaché in Luanda from 1978 to 1983.
At the time when I was in Luanda, the Soviets provided arms and munitions. The Cubans provided their troops, about 30,000. East Germans provided expertise in security matters to the police and to the armed forces. Bulgarians were dealing with agriculture.
This Warsaw Pact colonial administration deteriorated. Cities crumble. Factories are silent. For some, garbage is their only means of survival. Once able to export an agricultural surplus, Angola became the third largest recipient of Red Cross assistance in Africa.
I didn't have to come to Angola to realize that the Soviet model of economy doesn't work. I knew it from Poland and from other countries. The situation in which Angola who existed after the independence, taken together with the Soviet model of economy, was a guarantee of disaster.
Its power based in the larger cities, MPLA policies favor the urban population. Farmers, tribal traditions, and the church came under attack as the MPLA monopolized power. The announcement of UNITA's demise proved premature. Out of range of the enemy, Jonas Savimbi regrouped his forces, building a new army in a renewed civil war. We had an opportunity to see Angola firsthand. Our crew flew into Jamba, UNITA's headquarters, flying at treetop levels to avoid radar and SAM-7 anti-aircraft missiles. It was still a long and arduous trek through the unmarked African bush to UNITA's headquarters. Savimbi explained how he came here to Jamba.
The long march was what happened in May 1976. When we had retreated from all the towns, we had to meet somewhere to try to reorganize. We were 2,000 men. But immediately we were attacked by Cubans, by Russians, and by MPLA, and we were pushed for 4 months. And from May, in October, when we reached a safe place in Kwele, we were 64 persons. other people. From 2,000, the rest of the people were died. They were killed. Others, I think, because of starvation, also they died. And I think in the 64 that have survived, I have to admit that most of them were women. Women resisted much more than men. And men, also some few young men are here, but women have resisted much more than men.
Soviet and Cuban MiGs do not have the range to reach this extreme southern tip of Angola. Here, in a former hunting preserve of the Portuguese, UNITA began first to build Jamba and then to rebuild its army. Although built with only the most basic materials, a self-contained society emerged. We met doctors, surgeons, teachers, and other professionals who told us they came either to flee the war, to seek refuge from the government, or because of a commitment to UNITA's stated goal of an Angola free from outside intervention. We saw workshops where captured weapons were repaired for reuse.